Hey YouTube, this is the Robinhood Investor. Hope you had a great week of trading. As always, I really appreciate your support. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to learn more about investing, subscribe to this channel. Today I'm going to talk about my Robinhood portfolio. I've been getting a lot of requests to provide an update, so here it is. I'm currently at $180,436. Taking a look at my cash position, I'm at $11,399. And I plan to increase this to $20,000, possibly even $30,000. So when there's opportunities to buy in the stock market, then I can easily deploy this cash in the market. Scrolling down a little bit, taking a look at cryptocurrencies. So I currently have one Ethereum in my Robinhood account. And as you can see, this past week, it surged from 140 to almost $180 per Ethereum. And I have more in my GDAX Coinbase account. This is an extremely volatile and speculative asset class, so I'm not buying more, but I'm going to continue holding. Scrolling down a little bit. First stock is Zynga. I got this from referral, so thank you to the individual who used my referral link. I'm probably going to sell this right away just because I'm not really a fan of this company. Next is Vanguard S&P 500 ETF. This tracks the S&P 500 index. It has a fairly low expense ratio, and it's a good way to get exposure to the top 500 US companies. Next is Vanguard Information Technology ETF. This tracks the technology sector. It's also a low expense ratio to get exposure in the technology industry. It's also very high liquidity, and it's an efficient way to diversify in the tech sector. Schwab Large Cap ETF. This is very similar to Vanguard S&P 500. Next is Spider S&P 500 ETF. This is also very similar to the Schwab Large Cap as well as Vanguard S&P 500. All right, first stock is Apple. This is a consumer electronics company. Most of the revenue is from iPhone. It's also a very good dividend play. Warren Buffett has a very large stake in Apple, and I know for Apple, they're trying to continue to grow their services business just because iPhone sales are slowing. And their recent event with It's Showtime event, they announced a couple new services, a new video streaming service, as well as a news subscription service. And then also, there's recent news that Apple Music has a larger user base than Spotify in the US market. So it's really impressive what Apple's doing in their services business, especially when they have such a large ecosystem of iPhone users as well as Mac users. Then whenever they have a new service, they can easily get exposure to those new services through the hardware. Next is Alibaba. This is an e-commerce company in China. It's one of the larger retailers in terms of total sales. There's no dividends, and this is my exposure to the Asia Pacific markets. Next is Visa. This is a payment processing solution company. It's dominant in the rest of the world outside of China with 50% market share of global payments minus China. It also pays very well in terms of dividends. And I think Visa will continue to do well in a confident market. So as consumer confidence is strong, then consumers will continue to spend money, and Visa will definitely benefit from that consumer confidence. Next is Microsoft, which is known for their enterprise and consumer business solutions, such as Windows operating system, Microsoft Office Suite, Azure, cloud computing. It's also a very good dividend play. So Microsoft is a very good stock. Alphabet, which is the parent company of Google, is dominant in the online advertisement space. And some other products include the search engine, the Chrome web browser, and of course, YouTube. So all these different platforms, they're monetizing through advertisements. And technically, Google and Facebook dominate this market. So they have a huge moat. So this is class GOOGL is class A shares. I also have class C shares. Next is Amazon, which is known for their e-commerce and cloud computing. It's the largest internet retailer in the world, and they're getting into physical retail space with Whole Foods, and they continue to diversify the products they sell on their platform, and they continue to provide more services with their Prime membership. Next is Boeing, which is an aerospace and defense company. It's the largest global aircraft manufacturer, one of the largest defense contractors in the world based on revenue. It's also a very good dividend play. And the recent negative news about the two Boeing 737 MAX aircraft crashing, that definitely affected how the stock is performing. It went from 439 down to the lowest at like 360 at one point, and then it rebounded a little bit. And what they're saying is that they're trying to push out a software fix so that it can resolve the planes from stalling. And also read that they're stopping some of the production just so they can resolve some of the current issues they're facing. So hopefully Boeing would continue to dominate the aircraft industry. NVIDIA, they're known for the GPU for gaming, also the visual processing for cars, mobile computing, as well as data centers. I think it's a good long-term play. It's highly volatile, definitely a good growth stock to hold for long-term. Next is Johnson & Johnson, which is known for their medical devices, pharmaceutical, and consumer goods. Its well-known consumer products include Band-Aid, Tylenol, Johnson's baby products, and Neutrogena skin products. It's a very good dividend play. Next is McDonald's, which is the largest restaurant chain by revenue in over 100 countries. This is a very good dividend play, and it's also been showing solid growth. United Health, which is doing well, providing healthcare products and insurance services. I think this is a good long-term play. Tencent, which provides internet-related services and products, entertainment, and artificial intelligence in China and globally. This is another Asia-Pacific play. It's been rebounding since in October from low 30s to 48 right now. Next is 3M. This is a conglomerate company that makes a lot of different products, including adhesives, protective equipment, medical and dental products, electronic materials, car care products, electronic circuits, and healthcare software. It's also a very good dividend play. I think it's a good long-term stock to hold. Recently, it's just been plateauing, but I think it'll recover from this. Next is Home Depot, which is a home improvement company. Berkshire Hathaway. This is a holding company led by Warren Buffett, and it wholly owns Geico, Dairy Queen, Fruit of the Loom, and it owns partially some of the companies including Kraft Heinz, which took a significant dip, American Express, Wells Fargo, Coca-Cola, Bank of America, and Apple. Next is Facebook, which is the parent company, of course, Facebook, and then Instagram, WhatsApp, and Oculus Rift. Their profit margins are very solid as they continue to dominate the advertisement space with Google. PayPal facilitates online payments and money transfers. Its subsidiaries include Venmo and Braintree. AT&T, one of the world's largest telecom companies, is the second largest provider of mobile telephone services and largest provider of fixed telephone services in the US market. It's also a really good dividend play with, I think, over 6% dividend yield. And as you can see, past 5 years, it hasn't been appreciating in value in terms of the stock price, but their dividends are solid. Costco operates membership warehouses selling a variety of products. I think this is a good long-term play in terms of the retail market. just because they have a high retention rate in terms of the customers and membership. Next, Era Energy. This is in the utility sector. Provides electricity and other energy sources to consumers. PepsiCo provides food, beverages, and snacks. I actually prefer PepsiCo over Coca-Cola just because they're more diversified in their products, but I think they're both good long-term plays. Baozun, this is like the Shopify of China, and they provide e-commerce solutions and services. They have some well-known, recognized brands that are customers of Baozun, such as Nike, Microsoft, Honda, Panasonic, Starbucks, just to name a few companies that use Baozun as to help them with their online presence in China. Baidu provides internet-related services and products and artificial intelligence. It's like the Google of China. Past 5-year performance hasn't been doing too well, but I think this is one of those internet stocks that should be in the portfolio, especially when the Chinese market is growing. Activision Blizzard is the largest game company and makes games like Call of Duty, Destiny, Overwatch, Warcraft, and StarCraft. And as you can see, it took a significant dip ever since late September, early October. But I think this is a good growth stock in the long term. But I'll definitely continue to follow this stock as a lot of other companies are getting into the gaming industry as esports is growing really quickly. So we'll see where this company goes. Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturer. It's the largest semiconductor manufacturer. iQIYI, it's an online video platform similar to Netflix that caters to the Chinese market. Constellation Brands. It surged this past week, and they produce beer, wine, and spirits. It's the largest beer import company by sales and has many brands in its portfolio. I think this is a good long-term play. Next is NetEase. This is a Chinese technology company and developed China's online PC and mobile games, advertising services, communication services, and e-commerce platforms. So as you can see, it's been recovering since early September. Next couple positions are ETFs that are sector specific. So Vanguard Consumer Discretionary, Vanguard Healthcare, Vanguard Industrials, and then iShares Core S&P 500 ETF. This is very similar to SPY and VOO. Last but not least, Vanguard Mega Cap Value. This is made up of a lot of value stocks. So that's all in my Robinhood portfolio. I plan to continue holding these stocks and ETFs and buying more stocks, preferably a good balance between dividend paying stocks and growth stocks. I also plan on increasing my cash position, as I mentioned earlier. Currently it's at $11,399. Plan to get this to $20,000, possibly even $30,000, so I can easily buy when there's opportunities to buy. That's all for this video. What moves are you making in your portfolio? Comment down below. Remember to use my referral links below, and both of us get $20 for using personal capital or a free stock for using Robinhood. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to learn about investing, subscribe to this channel. See you in the next video.